Literacy has plummeted, and this next generation might be the first one that can't even read since the 1500s or something like that, or the Industrial Revolution, I guess.
Which seems crazy to say, because it's January 1st, 2026.
Isn't that crazy?
Anniversary, my wife got me the entire John MacArthur New Testament commentary series.
Yeah, it's true, man. You
something that's just packed.
People don't read anymore.
You feel like you have to have.
Bookstores went out of business.
Reading those books, that's how I got my ability to read back. But this is not like riding a bike. I found that out the hard way. If you stop reading, you will lose your ability to sit down and focus long enough to actually retain anything that you're trying to read. I think it won't be long before this becomes a major issue.
I think it already is.
Young people freaking out about the affordability crisis. And when you look at the cost of living, you can see why. Because in the year 2000,
Let's get lit.
price for a
We'll smoke some of this live hash.
But today it's $3.10. A carton of milk was $2.80, but now it's $4.10. The nationwide average price of a new house was $119,000. Today it's $415,000.
You guys see that?
Tuition at a public college was $3,300, and now it's $11,000.
I paid $30,000 for 3 years.
Why has the cost of living gotten so out of control? Is it capitalism? Is it socialist policies? Well, it's actually something far more nefarious, and you're not supposed to talk about it. It's usury, the practice of lending money at interest. And
Ooh, the banks are the problem.
back to the Federal Reserve Act of 1913, because the Fed loans out money that it doesn't have. It prints the money that did not exist. And the United States government has to pay them back for that newly printed money at interest. And how does the government pay them back? By taxing you and me. It's why the Constitution of the United States of America was changed to allow federal income
Fuck,
tax
what's wrong with this
the same
thing?
year the Federal Reserve Act passed. And today, 19 cents of every dollar the federal government takes in taxes goes to paying back interest on the debt. So then America has its annual millage,
Should be hot enough.
which is huge, and its
Cheers.
annual entitlement budget, which is even bigger. And it takes our tax money to pay for it. But each year, more and more of our tax money goes from here to paying back interest on the debt. So it's not even going to this. And since they're never going to cut this or this, what do they have to do? Print more money, which leads to more interest being owed on the debt, which the banks love. So the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan were great for the banks. All those COVID bucks were great for the banks. The Great Society was great for the banks. The New Deal was great for the banks, because they know that new money is going to need to be printed for this, but it's going to increase this. But they know that all most people here is great. The government's giving me money. Or we're out there defending democracy. And what they don't want people to realize is that as the money supply goes up, prices will go up. And people's spending power goes down.
Right?
Down,
This guy must be an
and
economist. Fuck. He's totally
The
100%.
most frustrating part about this is not just beyond ignorant.
I love Barry's new studio. It's fucking dope.
Is there so much fraud in our federal government?
I should make a studio in the back grow room, right?
That they claim they've lost. We just got reports that there are trillions of dollars, multiple departments losing trillions of dollars. They either don't know what happened to it, have no record.
Do you really need a studio for smoking dope all day?
Yet their budget for this upcoming year.
Why
is
not?
gonna be-
This guy just talks on the internet all day. Like me.
Why do we need to print more to
Okay, let's have
replace
another one.
what they apparently didn't need to spend last
That one was
year
good.
because
It's
they
a little
can't
low
even
temp.
prove what that
I haven't
was
dialed
used
it in
for.
yet.
But eventually, this buying power that keeps going down and down and down, it's going to hit zero. It has to. That's just the natural progression of how things work. And when it does, what then? They've got no choice but to do a reset. So don't make the mistake of thinking that this is all happening by chance, that it's just a flawed system that we accidentally got ourselves involved in. But if you're looking for something that's interesting as far as historical information goes, look up the history of the practice of usury and how it was essentially outlawed in most countries for hundreds of years.
Thousands.
Mostly in Christian countries.
Yep.
And then look at who slowly snuck the practice of usury into society in all of these countries. If you don't know what I'm talking about, and I can't speak about it on YouTube, but if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, as you go through the history of usury, it will really open your eyes to a major lie that we're being told today. A lie that you're not even allowed to talk about online.
God bless.
A 4-year-old boy who was at a barbecue eating when he suddenly grabbed his ear and started crying, complaining of ear pain. So they brought him to the emergency department, and he had a totally normal ear exam. Like, there's nothing. They said, do some ibuprofen, see ENT in a couple days. So
Okay, Corky, what the fuck?
ENT, they did a full
If that was my doctor, I would run.
a totally normal exam.
What up?
Family was doing ibuprofen and some numbing drops in the ear at home, and nothing was helping. So 2 more days later, came back to the emergency department, and they did a CAT scan of the mastoid, which is kind of like this area here, without contrast. Didn't see anything, looks totally normal. Told him to
Yeah, that doctor looks fucked.
Then
What are you up to?
3 days later, so now we're between day 7 and day 10. He comes back to the emergency.
Oh, you love me. Thanks. Have a great day. Happy New Year's. Happy fucking New Year's, my friends.
And we have no idea what's going on with him. His ear exam was totally
Ah, I totally ruined my day, man. I had like 3 of these hash shoots this morning and passed the fuck out.
area on the right side, and a little bit of tenderness in the neck on the right side also.
Let's do it again. Day's not over yet.
Scan of the neck, which included the ears, with contrast, and we did a ton of labs, gave him fluids, just did every test that we could think of doing, and we got our answer on the CAT scan. He had about a 2-centimeter metal wire that was lodged in the peritonsillar tissues on the right, and he
Deadly.
started to develop an abscess around it. And he had been eating a hamburger when this had happened, so the grill brush, the metal wires on the grill brush had become lodged in the hamburger.
Ugh.
When he ate the hamburger, it got lodged in the soft tissues.
That's deadly.
He was feeling the pain in his ear probably because of the eustachian tube, the tube that drains the ear to the back of the ear in that area. So he was probably feeling pressure and irritation from that, and that's why he was having pain there. Ended up going to the operating room with the ear, nose, and throat surgeons, and they were able to remove this and drain the abscess, and he was started on some antibiotics, and his pain was
WW for sure.
Do not use grill
Best way to start a fucking year.
There's not only the risk that it can get lodged
Get
in the soft
totally
tissue,
baked and not do
it can
anything.
also cause bowel obstructions and perforations in the abdomen if accidentally. And like I
I
said,
guess that's why they stopped selling those barbecue brushes in Canada.
pretty crazy. Good case.
I cannot tell you how many times I've heard a similar story to this. I've actually known someone in my personal life who had a complication due to this exact same issue. Only theirs, it made it all the way to their stomach. This is one of those things that almost everyone does and no one really thinks about it. This freaks me out so bad, I won't cook hamburgers on the grill that aren't previously pattied out and frozen. And I don't know this to be a fact, but I feel personally like that would probably lessen the chances of one of those metal pieces of wire going into one of the burgers if it's frozen, because it's not going to be able to just slide right in there. But they make plastic grill brushes now that have much thicker bristles on them, and it's a lot easier to see if one of those fluorescent colored plastic bristles gets left behind on the grill before you start throwing your hamburger patties on it. But this is something that I think about every time I turn the grill on.
Really? It's not that deep, my guy.
But I can't tell you how many times I've actually caught one of
All right.
those.
Hope everybody has a fine day. Hope you guys get up to something
Honestly,
great.